Enough yapping. We'll get right on into the game here, guys. Thank you all for bearing with us as we hop into the first map of the deciding series of who's going to be qualifying here into Pro League Season 19. A lot on the line for these two teams right now, and it all starts here on Anubis, so we'll see who's going to come out on top here.
Imperial donning the defense early on, considering it is their map pick, and we'll let to see 9Z set the pace for this T side. And, we'll get the answers to the questions that we had about Imperial's Anubis straight away. Have they got the chops to put up a good defense, especially considering the walloping they had against Pain on their defense just not too long ago? A lot on the line, as you said, Cole, and it's just a complete standstill for 9Z. They're going to send out Martineza to maybe bait out a rotation on the A side as they execute here into B.
Yeah, tough defense as well. Dooley's posted up right now. Phelps close by, and you're not going to really check him all that often. He gets to mow through them all there, and he finds a quick 4K to kick things off here for Imperial. Absolutely electric. And that's one way to start things for Imperial. They'll answer our questions quickly.
You want a pop-up performance from any individual in Imperial, and this time it's going to be Phelps, and what a way to kick things off. And I mean, it's fantastic to have him going immediately. This guy is such a momentum-based player. When he gets a great start, he can just take things into his own hands, and I'd love to see a Phelps roll back again. I mean, this guy is so mechanically gifted and has been for almost half a decade at this point, and to see him find some success early on brings me a lot of joy. We're in for a treat tonight.
It's so fun to see him position himself there. You just know things are going to go well with those dualies. Couldn't ask for a better. Old no problems. And now we get into what is a full Glock eco. 9Z, they're always really smart on these rounds, I feel like. Where they play as a real pack unit. When you're not dealing with much, trying to just get a couple kills here can be an underrated factor in the grand scheme of a game. So, as you can see, very passive, waiting for pushes. Although Henny might find some fun around that corner. There you go. Chase is in, and everyone now just boxed into a corner here. Any extra kills would be nice, but Vinny with the SMG will close things down. And Imperial will start off their Anubis campaign 2-0.
Yeah, 9Z would have liked a kill there, but I think very well handled from Imperial to box them in. You had a player watching from canals, you had your A main aggression, and then you also had the B main flank as well. So Imperial handling the anti-eco very nicely. Already having 2 CT rounds is nice, but here comes the buyout from 9Z. Galil on Huaso Peak, and not all the bells and whistles you could ask for, but still a healthy buy. And Max straight away trying to take some sort of short E-box presence. And very curious to see if there's going to be any sort of aggression in this bonus round from Imperial. MP7 on Vinny. You don't see that SMG every day.
Kind of culture. Man of the YR School of Weaponry. Even.
Oh, goodness.
Trying to impress. Define a meta. And a lot of people may shake their heads at it, but he's got his own idea, so he'll go his own way. Right now, tough job at hand for 9Z, trying to take some map control. So far, a little bit slowed down right now in the inbound of these plays. Are going to start to work their way back in towards this A side, and that MP7 is going to have to sing right now. There's still smoke, though, and I think large part of this round comes down to what he tosses that down. If he's too slow on the deploy, that could be a big problem. The execution's already coming through here, so he's got to get that utility down now. That's a great Molotov to start off this hold. The MP7, it just can't get the work done necessary. At least Decenty and the backlines will.
That's a massive double pickup from Decenty. Sure, the Molotov is a little delayed, but the man advantage is still confirmed. Even though the bomb goes down, there's such great post-plant positions for the CTs to eventually retake here. Here comes the double swing, but look at DGT to pick up the double. And blink and you miss it. Martineza in the 1v1. No way, still got a kid, and he's got a lot of space to play with. That reposition is beautiful. But Martineza, mid-air, clips the head of No Way and 9Z scrapped their way to a first.
Not bad right there. What a way to finish. Nicely done from Martineza, and will be able to lock themselves in their first round. Bit scrappy right there, and when you consider Imperial going for a pretty big bonus, there was a lot of opportunities, just couldn't quite lock it, and I think a large part of that due to the weaponry disadvantage in a lot of those duels. Now that they have these guns, outside of No Way, who's rocking the 5.7, they've got all the tools here. All the bells and whistles.
Wow.
But this
Great
is faster.
opening there for Henny.
Oh yeah, already kicking things off, but they're already in this A side right now. Vinny tested right now, blinded up so often by Martinez throwing those flashes on in. He gets nothing, and they will be mollied out of position.
I love the decisiveness and the pace there from 9Z. Immediately after Henny gets that 5v4, they don't want any time for Imperial to impress onto 9Z. And just a running headshot for Buddha. Phelps is there. Primed for another. Gets one onto Martinez. It leaves Max up into the clutch. Gets dinked up for his troubles, and No Way finishes the job. So Imperial find a way to route 9Z, but again, I do like the fact that they were able to pounce on that A site, overwhelm Vinny, and again, the rotations are wonderful. Phelps does a great job to hide in that heaven smoke.
Absolutely. Good work from Phelps. Also, Henny being a big factor in that round by shutting a little bit of that quick A play down with the early op shot. Once he finds that opening duel, you lose a large, chance, a percentage of your quick play goes downward as you just don't have the numbers, the trade potential to break through. So great start coming through from some of the veterans here, and then closed out by the new guns. It's good news. This is where Imperial want to be, and again, just really holding steady on the CT side out of the gates, and more quick control being prioritized right now. Phelps and the Canals already taking initiative here.
Do like this more active defense. It's hard to walk the tightrope, especially on a map like Anubis, but if you can get those timings down to a T, you have the smokes, the utility support. It does become very oppressive for the T's to try and retake positions, try to get back into some key positions. And Phelps has got a very powerful position here. Still has a player in E-box to back him up. So if they do want to route back into the B bomb site, it's going to be tough. And this first rifle is not long for this world. I like the trigger discipline there from Phelps. He gets himself another double, make it a triple, and that primes in Vinny for his swing. And that's just a clinical anti-eco there from Imperial. No sweat there.
Beautiful, flawless defense rolling through there. For Imperial, losing no numbers. Keeping things nice and tidy. That is how you want to win these rounds here. Out of the gates, continue to develop that CT side economy. All of these massive factors in these rounds. Having themselves a good kickoff here to this map, and again, last time they played it, just none of that was taking place. So clearly some discussions being played and a lot more aggression rolling through here. I mean, just every round,
Wow.
Imperial are keeping the space right now. Protocol set in stone.
You know, Eternal Fire loves to do this. They drop a smoke in a cloud, they drop a smoke into T steps, and they take all of this control, they sit on it till like a minute, 50 seconds left on the clock, and it forces so much time to be rotted away, so much utility to be used, and you think about how much of an investment's been dumped in here for 9Z. You've got 3 smokes, a Molotov, and a flashbang to retake that space. And, you know, Imperial doesn't even have to sit on this position. They could back away, and the amount of time that can be rotted off is good enough for them. That's the resource that they're earning with a util set like that. I like this re-clear here from Decent T, but I think that might be a little overzealous. He's got Phelps behind him. He's going to have to go huge. He's got another player in camera to back him up, but this is really where the round resides.
I need to come up big on this fight right now. Tough duels ahead. Depends on the diligence of the clear there, but Martinez finds another. Would they expect one more around that corner? Phelps is good for the first, but getting spammed out of the round right now. So low on HP, and eventually Martinez keeps his composure. The A execution already rolling off here, so if you're Imperial, you probably just want to shake this round off, call a save right now if you're Henny. And no way. There is, get this, no way to get back into this round.
Come on, man. It's okay. You've expended your one terrible
Whoa, only
pun card
one?
for the series, man.
Only one? Come on now.
Fine, I'll give you one a map. Okay.
On a map?
We'll one a map.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, we're only doing one series, so I feel like
Right. Yeah. You got to get a little bit of leeway. That's for
I
sure.
can't use it all, and we're only 20 minutes into the broadcast.
I do like that the 9Z decided to pivot in that mid round there. After losing all of the A side of the map, they pivot over to the mid control, and sure, Imperial have got the setup there, but the systematic takedown of it was really nice to see. They don't really try to rush the situation. They slow down, they try to take it bit by bit, and it works out wonders for them, and then eventually the split is very easy to commit to. And Imperial are gonna have to kind of rejig the setup a little bit more. Maybe they want to commit to players holding those positions on the A side after they throw that utility, or maybe you try to be a little bit more aggressive on mid. Let's see what the kind of change up is here.
Are able to, wait out a little bit of that early play there from Imperial and kind of just take that map control after throwing that, quick mid aggression. But right now, I'm looking on the map here. Yeah, the speed play rolling through off the back of that. So now just switching up their avenue of aggression here. It has to feel a little bit suffocating for 9Z to call around this. Calling in for a little bit of support is DGT. But eventually, just staying alive is valuable. And that's a lot of utilities. That's a lot of resources from Imperial already thrown out there. And a minute 15 on the clock. You're not talking about a lot of utility left here to offer up these site defenses. They still got some. But starting to crack through what little they do have remaining. And this could be the
Wow.
way that 9Z handle this pressure.
I like this re-aggression here from Vinny off the back of that Molotov, the flash to boot from Decency, and the A main pressure is gone. Now Vinny can hold on to this position. They can call for a rotate from Decency as this B hit comes in, and I think 9Z are slowly losing the timing to execute onto B.
Gotta move quickly here, but Wasso Peak at least able to take care of Vinny. Execution rolling on through. Tough times ahead for No Way, though. Out in the middle of no man's land. Does get overwhelmed. Still missing that presence out of E-Box just yet, but no rush coming through from 9Z. They finally get a flash on in. That was a perfect popper right there. Not a chance for Phelps to fire away.
Hold on.
But Decency in the meantime here is able to claim 2 from Temple. Still, though, running in for the fences will get shut down. It's just Henny left into the clutch. Can't quite deny the bomb plant, but is moving around with the AWP, trying to isolate and chop these duels up. I think he's going to be spotted, though. There's Wasso Peak with the fight, and 9Z get to string some rounds together.
I thought that would have been a little bit more of a readable round there from Imperial, especially after Vinny goes down on the aggression in A main. But the rotations are just a tad bit too slow. They can't actually get onto the site to help out No Way, and he just gets stranded on an island. You can really only ask for 1 kill from him, if that, and he can't get anything done, really. So Imperial kind of a little dumbfounded with the constriction there from 9Z, and now they're going to have to be taking a save. Decency will have a rifle bot, I believe, into this round, and see if he can get himself involved. We've got him posted up in mid, and they're trying to boost him up over the smoke, maybe get an angle, but Wasso Peak's playing the exact opposite side of mid. Okay, maybe a little bit something offered up, but Wasso's so aware. Lovely peek from him, and that 1 rifle gets juggled to Vinny, and I think the threat is pretty much neutralized at this point with the distinct lack of armor. Well, a execution on the deck for 9Z. And Max will take first contact, and he actually does get that first onto Vinny. So now Henny's got to do a lot of work. Phelps gets one through the smoke, but yeah, there's the aim punch showing onto No Way. Phelps only with the USP, and it's an equalized game.
Nicely done. Keeping their distance from the rifles there. Quickly shutting things down before they get too out of hand. Making sure that they can keep that round nice and safe and sound. There's going to be a timeout here. I wonder what the little adjustment is, because I feel like, for the most part, 9Z kind of have a solution to the CT side proactivity that Imperial's throwing out. It's a good way to kick off a half here. We need to see what the potential plan B is right now for Imperial, though, because 9Z is simply just waiting out a lot of this early utility and then executing after the early gambits are done. You're seeing movement throughout the entire map right now from Imperial. It's not super one-dimensional, which is really promising. But again, 9Z, they have very, very quick reactions and protocols, and I think that's a credit to what Max can bring to the table right now for this team, and the sort of calling that he shows out on this roster is that there's a lot of solutions to the problems here for this team. But look at this fast B play right now. No respect. Max just charging, and Phelps is completely blindsided.
Oh, now Noe again in a tough scenario. He barely even gets to see a person in that whole exchange. Just a mere sliver of a head from DGT, and his head gets ripped clean off, and it's off the save for Imperial. And you talk about these opening gambits that the CTs are throwing, and the problem is they're not even getting these 5v4s off of those opening exchanges. It is just space, and eventually they'd like to exert that 5v4 pressure. But as you mentioned previously, they stay alive for as long as possible, and it's doing so much work for them. And now you add this whole level of conditioning where a round as pacey as that works out for them. Imperial's lives for these last few rounds and a half, it's going to be much more difficult to read into what 9Z is going to throw at them.
Yeah, that's a real terrifying round right there from 9Z. And that comes to us on the back of a timeout. I mean, it's just kind of, I would say like a general rule of thumb sometimes for teams is you really do like to throw these threatening, aggressive, pacey rounds after, off the back of what is a timeout for Imperial and what probably was going to be an adjustment in their game plan, and then bam, you just get disrespected like that. You just get thrown down on that B side with some pace as well. There's so much money on this 9Z team as a result of the consistency in which they're winning right now. So trying to slow down the momentum is key here for Imperial, as they do lose a little bit of their grasp on this map right now. Double up on the aggression here. Nice damage from Phelps, even though he's blinded up by that flash. Still managed to make the most of it. Not quite the kill, but putting a real scare on Max right now.
And with all of that paciness on round number 9, look at how passive they are. Beyond just that nade play that Phelps had, you don't see any sort of that kind of movement in round number 10. And 9Z already getting the edge in that sense. Now Martinez has got a favorable angle to swing into if he so chooses. I think Phelps might have spotted a barrel and he decides to hang back. But a clear in E-box gives a valuable position for 9Z at 50 seconds at the clock, and that kill from Buddha is so massive. Now only 2 players left on this site, and a chance for 9Z to extend this lead.
They'll quickly move on in here towards his B-bomb site. Nothing being made of it on this defense. Just everyone falling. As soon as the peak comes through, DGT.
Oh, no.
For fun right there through the smoke. Wanted to have a good time there. He gets eliminated. I don't know how much this is going to encourage it, because you can see right now the op of Henny is trying to make his way over, and he will quickly start to kick it into gear, but it still requires Vinny on a bit of a solo mission. Another one here.
Okay.
2 quick kills coming through from Vinny. The op still running down range up with him as well, so an opportunity to try and pressure the issue, but the coverage right now in these post plants is a little too strong, and right now Vinny's the only one with the kit there. Chasing things down, Vinny flies in the face of Martinez. The op has coverage, but no, he can't land the kill. There's Vinny with time. Is there enough? Not quite.
No.
And just about at the final hurdle there, Vinny going to lose out to time. 9Z just barely scraped by.
I mean, what heroics there from Vinny, but Henny, man, you've got to hit that shot. I don't like calling out players for situations like that, but, I mean, that really was the round right there. I mean, if he hits that, Vinny doesn't have to get off the bomb, and he has plenty of time to confirm. Ah, but what an effort there from the captain to potentially punish some overzealousness there from 9Z. And, you know, they've got to take an eco here. 9Z's economy is quite healthy at this point, and that could have been a huge swing round in terms of this half.
Absolutely. Oh, well, he wants some more here. Vinny playing a good game. 12 kills already and more opportunities as he lands another one. The A4 here, not enough ammo to go continuously, and he does get punished
Wow.
as he continues to swing. His teammates can't quite find what they're looking for here, so it's a 3v2 as the dust settles now. Decenty and Henny left to recover this one, but nice coverage from Wow. So Peak makes sure to keep this one safe. Decenty spotted out there. They will give him the duels he's hoping for, but that's about all.
7 now on the board for 9Z, and it just gets so dicey. I hate to harp back on it, but that's something that might haunt you if this map runs away. When you have a chance to potentially equalize at 6-6 or something of the sort. I mean, there's that thing that you're always gonna look back on, and I want Henny to bounce back as soon as possible. There's been some great performances from Vinny, and now Phelps is gonna don the double op after quieting down beyond those first 5 rounds, and a lot of respect now being given over to 9Z after these rounds have kind of fallen apart for Imperial.
I mean, it has to be a little bit frustrating in some of these rounds. Having opportunities, especially that performance that Vinny is putting together right now. You got this, leadership aspect. I mean, you even mentioned it here. Sometimes his, the big sacrifice we've seen out of Vinny is the output, the fragging that we once kind of maybe didn't know him for, but we knew he could deliver on a certain floor. It has kind of taken a bit of a dip. Well, right now, he's showing up in full force right now. He's not missing any pieces.
Okay, I like this retake A main smoke, but the shot from Henny is better. Buddha goes down, and the initial game plan from 9Z has to be rejigged because you've lost your A main lurk, and now maybe mid might be a better solution. Maybe try to look for an avenue at a split. 2 players here, though, for Imperial. Both Vinny and Henny. And we have seen what the captain's been able to do to start out this first half. And we've got to have one more round from him. And it's only going to be him. Because it's just been a matter of timing. Henny's not been able to get involved at all in that gunfight. DGT comes back. And just like that, 9Z are primed in for an 8th.
Quickly taken care of there. Martinez with the last headshot, closing things out with confidence. 9Z. They finished strong there in this half, but we'll see if they can keep it up after this. We are back here. 9Z really closing out strong in the half, but of course, we know what Imperial can bring in this second half here. This T-side dominance that we've seen before needs to flare up here once again. We'll see if they can bring that to the table here. Flash setup for Max out of the gates. Already testing the waters, but he doesn't stick around for too long here. Instead of going to fall back more passively.
Like that Molotov instantaneously dropped by Imperial, gets a chance to get No Way lurking, or sorry, not No Way. I believe another player into the backlines of the CT side. It leaves only Buddha here to stand and fight. He gets the kill out of No Way, takes off at least one prong of the attack, but he's got a lot more on his shoulders. Vinny gets the one of the rotations cut off, and now slowly but surely the constricting can begin from 9Z.
Yeah, they're losing out on some numbers here, though. Buddha gonna pull things back. A tough post play right now. Really awkward position for the duo left standing here. Vinny, here's the bomb tap. It has to make a long reposition right now. His footsteps may be heard right now, but he loses his teammate in the meantime here. Martinez has coverage. Bomb being stuck. And 9Z gonna get the successful retake off the chaos in the situation with time to defuse.
That was really difficult of a round for 9Z to pull off, especially considering you had a player in CT Temple, you had Buddha basically pinned, but he does such a great job of getting 2 kills there and staying alive for as long as possible that by the time Vinny gets back to the situation, I mean, it's such a difficult space for him. I don't really think you can blame him for making that much noise, especially with how much space Martineza was able to retake. So that's a splendid round there from the B anchor, and 9Z get themselves their 9th off of a pretty arduous situation.
Yeah, it's really impressive here. I mean, again, talking about young players that just don't really make a lot of mistakes, and that's some of these academy move-ups that 9Z I brought to the table here. But right now, we got a really fast B approach here, and so much distance right now, so much space given, but quickly taken away by DGT and Buddha. Finally, Phelps and No Way able to strike back here, and at least we were maintaining a nice little 3v3. Weird situation, though. We got a flank formulating, but also you've got Vinny holding off on a bit of a, like, maybe lake lurk as well. It just all comes down to the timing, and Max is so quick on this flank. They're not going to anticipate this. Forward angles here around the smoke, though, is good, but there you go. No Way finally falling. Gonna come down to some responsibility on the bomb site for poor Phelps in an awkward spot right now. Just Phelps left standing. He's gonna get overrun, and another back-to-back successful retake coming through for 9Z.
Tough situation again there for Imperial. I think the problem there is when you do buy on the bomb on the after the bomb plants, you're gonna need to still have those cross smokes, but there was no utility actually used in that take, so they're just going out dry. And sure, you get a lot of space, but the angles for the CTs there are a little easier to handle, and you see them all the way back in CT long, all the way back in CT Temple, and the job is pretty easy for them to work with. Even if they're in the 3v3, the jig is up, and the flanks can come in as fast as possible. They do get another bomb plant, but Imperial do not want to actually chase. Even though I honestly think you could have chased here, considering the finances, but I think they realize that they're running out of a lot of room, so might as well try to get a healthy buy into round number 16.
Yeah, I see the vision, and you can still do a lot of damage with these sort of rounds, but, I mean, again, the runway here, like you said, is also running out, so do you want to, you know, let, you know, these round counts continue to stack up, or at least increase the chances here for this side of 9Z to just consistently rack these rounds on up? That's a big question here. We'll see if they're rewarded for the diligence. They do have still, again, a very efficient buy, so it's not completely out of the realms of possibility. In this A side take here, it's going to be strong right now. Molly met at the inbound there, but Phelps still able to entry past it. Just loses so much HP on the exchange and lacks a severe amount of teammates turning that corner. The HG strike, and this round is closed out with confidence unless Henny can say anything about it. Not a lot left in the tank, though, so 9Z will keep their safety here. 4 players up and half by punished.
Man, love the protocols there from 9Z. You have DGT taking some contact, and then Martineza chiming in, and it's just clinical stuff there from the South Americans. No Way and Imperial are going to take their second attack timeout, get Zach on the mic, try to rejig the setup, because Ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much do or die here for the Brazilians. Otherwise, 90 will steal away a map pick, inch themselves ever closer to that Pro League spot. And we were really hoping to have a little bit more of a closer affair. And it really does come down to this round right here.
Yeah, I mean, a much better first half, right? We're talking the CT side of Anubis, and obviously things can go a little bit awry, but they did secure themselves some cushion in 4 rounds, considering what we've seen in the past from this team. Obviously, that pain game a bit of an outlier, but usually pretty strong on their T sides. Losing that pistol, losing the follow up here, and now losing a third round, and you could just be saying goodbye to this map here so quickly here in MR12 without much of a say in the second half. You know, coming close in a couple of post plants, but just not having enough of the edge in these rounds. So like you said, it could all come down to this right here, right now. And already some decent damage. Martinez has put on notice.
Love this mid-round aggression here from 9Z. No Way is going to have to hold on to this part of the map as much as possible. And here is, I believe, decency to help out. But No Way doesn't need any help. He handles things just no problem. And with that, Imperial are poised to capitalize on this one. Okay, dry peek from Huaso to try to pull things back and gets shut down by Phelps. It's only Martineza. Damage on early in the round. Max is still in rotation. And there was a little bit of a chance there for him to get a double, but all's handled well. And Imperial are poised here now comfortably for a fifth.
I should be able to take it with ease. No big deal there. We'll see. Best case scenario, Max is just saving this right here, right now. And setting his sights towards the future. And again, I mean, obviously a big round here to win. You still need to show that sort of consistency, but this has got to be the start. You're able to develop here from this point. And dig yourself out of this little hole that you've found yourself in right now. And again, very well could do it quickly, considering some of the results and what we would honestly expect from this team on the T side. And their own map pick, a map that they've shown some really large amount of confidence on. And I'll say confidence in both the record here, but also in this map in particular. There's been a lot of confident calls coming through from Vinny, which is great news. As we kind of said, that was something we wanted to see out of the gates in this map, is that sort of level of performance coming through from the leadership department. We know these guys have the aim, the ability, but will they have that sort of unity in the roster? And if they can bring themselves back from this point, I think that'll be near certain.
Yeah, even making it just a respectable scoreline, I think will be great for the morale of this team to at least show that they have a T side to work with, and we've seen the capabilities of this half for them. But very little chances for mistakes here for Imperial. They've got to have a near flawless run back if they either A, want to finish in regulation or move into extra time. No Way is going to get a little cheeky through the smoke, and they're going to try and go straight at Buddha, and they do very well. No Way with another huge entry. This guy's putting in work on the B side of the map, and 9Z are off the save in a mere matter of seconds. This is better from the U star, because man, has he had a quiet map one to start things out, but if he can come alive here, what a huge boon it would be for Vinny's calling.
Yeah, no question about it. If you have someone cracking open these sites right now, back-to-back rounds where he has held steady, I would say this time a lot more aggressive, a lot more in your face in this round. You're showing that he can be the one to take charge, but also in that last round showing a little bit of discipline and letting the action come to him, which is lovely for a young player of his caliber here. To have the ability to do both, have both of those games in your back pocket, it's real good signs coming through from him. It does instantly lead to a save call for the remainder. There you go. A little bit of fire, a little bit of flare coming through here from Imperial, and you know, could do one better than make it into a close game. Still in contention here, still not too much of a distance to close out.
Yeah, that's a huge confidence builder for No Way and for Imperial as a whole. I mean, it's a huge risk to get players like a No Way who don't necessarily have professional experience. You think about the other risks that have been taken across the scene when with situations like this. Like, you know, you think about Stewie, you think about players like I believe there was a French player as well that Shocks took a chance on that Nakama squad, and so it's a huge risk because you have to kind of teach these players how to play the game at a professional level, and find a way to make them feel comfortable. And Noe's already shown that he can be a little bit more respectful and play those look positions a little safer, but also bring out that pug star mentality and crack some heads. So those 2 rounds look really nice from him. Can he continue to stack up on him? Martinez is going to make his life a little more difficult, but Decenty's there for the trade. And it's really only this AWP that's up for 9Z. And at this point, I think the game plan should be to avoid that weapon, but they're going to go head first at him.
This could be a big risk right now. If you're able to bypass him, that's great. Ooh, but a missed shot. The flank comes through. Oh, but the USP can only do so much. And they will be able to drop the op as well. So you're going to be probably purchasing into this round. If you're 9Z. But, some question marks as to what you'll bring.
No op, that's for sure. And we've seen the amount of impact that Martinez has been able to put out. And he would love to go toe-to-toe with Henny, especially after coming out on top out of a couple occasions. Now being tasked with just the rifle. They're going to go fast up-tempo in the mid, and we haven't really seen them push the gas pedal on this part of the map. And with that, 9Z don't even have the retake utility to even get this part of the map back. So Imperial, at a minute 25, have gotten a whole boatload of real estate to work with, and can really, at a whim, switch to wherever they want to go to. They have that bottom E box control. They have outside A main control, so they can split any which way they want to. So minute 15 on the clock still looks great for Imperial to have a good round here.
More confidence here coming through in the calling of Vinny. Setting the tone. Timing is good on this fight right now from Phelps, but he just can't find it. Wasso Peak too elusive. He's not going to be able to fall victim here to Phelps' antics here on the A aggression. That's one of your prongs taken down here. You're going to have to rely on No Way to be that next level of approach. But there's that spot for Martinez, who has to retreat back in towards the site. Calling in for some extra help here from Wasso Peak with the entry start to formulate. Martinez is left last man standing. Cut off by the op. It's fallen to pieces for 9Z. Imperial, through some resilient effort there, have cracked their way back into this round. And now have to figure out a way to work from the post plant. Decent D in a winning position as well. Tough to anticipate this sort of angle here from him. So as time ticks against him, and as Henny cracks another one here, Buddha left last man standing. No kit. Not much of a chance here unless he gets given these fights, but no way you'd ever expect Decent T on the top rope there, and he will strike down from above. Imperial holds steady and close the distance even further.
You know, sure, 9Z were able to pull that pretty close off of the back of Buddha's antics, but I have to give credit to Noe again. You know, you get the solid trading from the camera side, but we had to give the focus to the other A main prong in Noe. Him getting that extra entry makes them secure that bomb site, and you know, if he goes down there, maybe there's a world where another trade could come through. The clutch is a little bit easier for 9Z, and they hold strong. So another good round there from him, and slowly but surely, you know, the players that you need to turn on for Imperial are coming alive at the right time, and 9Z continue to shirk back in terms of momentum. So this game is far from over, even if the scoreline suggests that there's still a 3-round deficit.
Yeah, no question about it. Really impressive here seeing this individual effort come through from No Way, having so much dynamic to his game so far. 3 rounds now the difference, and it's another bit of just a half buy here that 9Z have to work with. A bit of a faster approach for map control, something that Imperial have shown that they can do consistently. Take that quick ground away from your opposition, make them uncomfortable, and that's exactly what they're doing so effectively throughout the most part of this entire half now.
DCT gets a kill on a DTT. They were trying this fast flanking to crunch on these players, but with the lack of weaponry, it's going to be really tough to get the jump on them. They'll hold strong in A main. essentially just bleed out 9Z from this site as they're forced to look for some fights. No utility, no flashes to prime them in either. So Imperial really are the team to lose this round. They've spotted out the other flank as well in Buddha. So at this point, it really just comes down to this last ditch effort from this A main prep, his A main play, but they're already trying to scamper away.
Trying to find something to access. There's an op though. That could be dropped. Nope. And it just pulls out the sidearm and handles business. So still safe and sound for now. It should be able to close this one out. No problems here. To make this a 2-round game. Goes that distance even further. Impressive showing here, but again, I mean, this is the sort of, this is much more of what we were thinking this map would be, right? Strong first half coming through from 9Z. They come through with a pistol success, but we knew there was something that you could talk about with this T side of Anubis for Imperial, and they're showing it in full force right now.
Yeah, you've got both aspects of their T side locked down. I mean, they had the pacier plays, and their defaults look solid as well. So Vinny is calling a great game right now on this offense. And I mean, in all honesty, they had a great defense as well. I like the opening gambits and the preparations that they had to try to jostle the 9Z defaults, but they weren't able to get any 5v4s. And with that 9Z, were able to win the war of attrition. But now we've switched on to more of a place where they can set the tempo and they can get these bomb plants, get the splits onto the site, and it's tough for 9Z to deal with. They don't really have any answers that they can regularly rely upon. Sure, you've had a couple of individual rounds on these almost retakes, but at the end of the day, Imperial have had the better game plan to actually lock down these sites and put themselves in nearly unlosable situations in the post plant.
Yeah, no question. That sort of consistency here could just take them the distance. There's another round here, though, where we do have Martinez on the op. I think he's going to be putting some pressure on himself to slow this early map control down that has been taken here. But still a tough task here. Henny this time going to be in charge of some of this map control. Look at the ops angles that he's taking right now. Looking for an early duel. Looking for a quick pick. Nothing granted, though, just yet. It's going to force him to slow things down here. DGT, in the meantime, playing with fire right around that corner. Committed angle, though. This is just so frustrating.
What?
Infuriating. They're back-to-back right now.
No!
They're back-to-back right now. He loses his teammate, though. Vinny,
No!
he gets the space onto Buddha, and still, it's a worthy trade that she'll take any day of the week.
Oh my goodness, the site is gone. Buddha is just scratching his head, looking side to side, thinking, what the hell happened to DGT? How did I die from an E-box? I mean, talk about an unfortunate circumstance. Max is going to try to pull things back, and we're still into the 3v3. Maybe there's a kit left up on the site, but Imperial still have a good shot at holding into this 3v3. Henny's trained on the B main angle. Noe's tucked into dark. And so is Phelps. Great Molotov, though. Noe is now caught between a rock and a hard place. He can't get anything before he goes down. And now it all goes down to the veterans. Henny and Phelps to go massive here in the clutch. Trades go back and forth, but Phelps comes out on top. Martineza has no time, and they pull it out. Double digits now for the T side, and Imperial look like the team to beat right now.
Just comes down to I would say, huge play as well. Coming through from Vinny.
Yeah,
Just able to take that space right there. I mean, talk about showing up when your teammates need it the most. A huge round. You could have been talking about an early lost duel, but he's able to claim some incredible real estate. And honestly, I would say just sow a little bit of chaos in the communications right there. Like you said, you can only imagine what's being discussed right there in that round. You know, in the freeze time of just the pure confusion that is taking place in the camp of 9Z as they let that round slip, and kind of going for, again, a bit of a half by here, looking to keep that pressure on. But so far, no real answers been given to this team as to how they want to shut this game down.
I mean, when it does come down to having issues on your CT side, individuals that can get multi-kills usually tries to make that job a little easier, and Martinez is going to kick it off with the 5v4. Great start for him. He's been all around the map, and in some situations, not at the right time in the right place, but now maybe he can win his team the round. Nice attempt there from Henny to equalize things, but alas, Imperial stuck in the 4v5, slowed down to a crawl as they hope to pounce on some sort of mid-round aggression from 9Z, but nothing's being offered up to him. Instead, it's Martineza getting himself a second in the round, and I think he's even going to look for more. No way, primed in, and it's Martineza with the triple. Down into 2v5, and Martineza has put the team on his back here.
Yeah, this isn't the first time you've seen these sort of rounds out of him either.
Oh, yeah.
So incredibly capable of delivering in these sort of moments right now. Also, Peak is going to fall victim to his counterpart there, the op on the other end of things, and there's another one out of Decenty, so no longer a guarantee right now. DGT tucked and covered. Right now, another kill coming through, but there's the bomb going down to the floor. 10 seconds left. Decenty knows he has to run, and DGT will put a cap off on it. And there you go. I mean, just enough in the tank right there for a big Martinez round, who was able to show up when they needed it the most. And that'll put them onto a little bit more of a comforting scoreline here.
I mean, a round like that to win on the half buy, that kind of makes you forget about any and all of the mistakes that have happened, the miscommunications that have happened in the rounds previous. You know, you're now focused. You realize, okay, we've finally broken that goose egg that we were looking for on the CT side. We've got ourselves map point. Let's just close it out and not look back. But Imperial, I still feel like they have the better T side. It's all just about 9Z holding on to the scraps of momentum that they have right now to just put it away.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I mean, again, a devastating round right there coming through from Martinez, but like you said, over the grand scheme of things, you can wipe your memory clean of that. Shake that round off there. You'll be remembering what it's like here. Consistency in which you've been able to win. Like you said, that ability on this T side, they've already shown. See if they can manufacture it once again. There you go, the Huaso Peak got to put down Phelps early. That's not going to help. Winning out in these early duels towards this A side. It's massive impact. It's going to set a little bit of concern.
It allows for that cheater third rotate to come through on this B side, and now this execution looks mighty dangerous for Imperial, especially considering Vinny eats that nade there.
Yeah, passive damage. Max in a committed angle. They're still going to look to brute force their way through a lot of players hovering around this hold. But smokes continue to be recycled in. No way looking to play off the smoke, though. He does have space on the platform, and this might not be known. So much ground already gained. There's Max going down early on an entry. They're still losing some HP here on the inbound, and there's a big kill from DGT to shut this one down. Buddha the same. Henny left last man standing. There just might not be enough there in the tank for Imperial to pull the full comeback off. They put a good effort in.